Hi. In today's video, we are going to discuss about architectural vision. As we all know, whenever we are working on application development, as far as solution itself is concerned, TOGAF is a kind of framework which normally we use uh, in developing solutions, all that. So whenever we try to understand this from the enterprise level understanding, over the first thing which we need to know about the principles of architecture, which we have discussed already, like architecture principles, enterprise principles, IT principles, architecture principles, all that. The next thing in this, we need to have a detailed understanding about architecture vision. This is what generally first thing which we have to be known with. When we talk about the architectural vision majorly focusing on the kind of vision what organization has, because any organization you see, there are some goals and visions which they wants to achieve. At the same time, understanding about the vision and goals, as well as the kind of mission statement, objectives, either it can be long-term or short-term objectives, is what something we must be knowing. In this regard, architectural vision is what one should understand. In reference to the architectural vision itself is concerned, the very first thing we should understand few things here. The first one is about statement of architecture framework. Statement of architecture framework majorly focusing on what architecture work do we have and how are we going to define this. This is where generally statement of architecture work will be useful for. At the same time, we need to have a detailed understanding about architectural vision, because this architecture vision will be focused majorly by defining the goals and objectives of the enterprise, any of the enterprise. So when we talk about architectural vision, it's not only about statement of architecture work, what is that we do. At the same time, architectural vision is also needed. The next point about stakeholder management, because understanding the stakeholders, identifying the stakeholders is what generally we do. So for that, stakeholder engagement as part of it, stakeholder identification is what we do first. For that, we use power and interest grid, where people, whoever is having high power, will be on the decision making roles. At the same time, people, whoever is having interest, will leads to involvement, right? So they'll be involving in the project mainly. So as far as stakeholder engagement itself is concerned, identifying of the stakeholders will be done based on power and interest grid. Followed by this, if we want to manage these stakeholders, analyze and manage these stakeholders throughout the project, we use RACI matrix, which is called responsible, accountable, support, consulted, informed, all that, right? So this is where generally the stakeholder management come into picture. So once the stakeholder management is done, the next is about communication plan. We need to develop a detailed communication plan about the project. How are we developing and how this is moving forward? Communication plan is one of the key and prominent element, especially in project management level. People, whoever is from project management, will have an idea over that. Project communication planning. So communication plan is what one of the key and prominent thing comes under the architecture vision part. At the same time, we must provide a business transformation readiness assessment we have to do, because whatever the solutions are we going to provide, which sometimes leads to business transformation, wherein new lines of businesses we are adding, new lines of services we are transforming in the organization, where that business transformation readiness assessment is essentially required. So we need to understand the business transformation readiness assessment as well. That has to be assessed so that we will be knowing about how and what transformation steps to be taken to make it more successful. At the same time, we have to be known with capability assessment, because business capability assessment. So when we provide solutions for a particular enterprise organization. So capability assessment is also one of the key and prominent element. At the same time, risk management means identifying the risk, evaluating the risk, sometimes risk assessment measures. This is where generally risk management, or else we can call it as project risk management in the field of IT. Normally we do project risk management, we call it as. So risk management and all everything will be included in it, involved in it. At the same time, we must have a clear understanding over architectural viewpoints, whatever the viewpoints do we have in reference to the architecture. So architecture viewpoints must have a clarity over this. At the same time, we must be having a clarity over the architectural views, how this can be taken this to the next level, all that. So this is all about architectural vision. As far as the principles of architecture itself is concerned under TOGAF, when reference to the enterprise principles, when we talk about, when we're trying to understand about architectural vision and all, so these aspects one has to understand. This is all about this video. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, followed by any training as well as coaching needs in reference to TOGAF or business architecture, enterprise architecture, all that solution related stuff, or please reach out to the contact details which will be posted in below to this video. Thank you.